She puts it down. I immediately hear, there's 7 security guards in black with machine guns. And I go, what? What? Who's the asshole now? Who's the asshole now?
Welcome to This Is Not Happening. I'm your host, Roy Wood Jr. We all have that special woman in our life, the one we like to put up on a pedestal.
Finger sandwiches, boys.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
Go on, little Roy, make it rain. There you go.
Skeet, skeet.
Now make sure you separate the ones from the fives.
I know, Ma, I know.
Such a gentleman.
Now I gotta pick up the money. Separate the bills. She the one told me to make it rain.
That's my boy.
This lady I'm bringing to the stage, it is an honor and a pleasure to share a microphone with her. You know her from her comedy special, Bothering Jesus, Kathleen Madigan.
My mom was turning 65, and the way my parents have drank and smoked, 65, I thought this could be the last big one. So I said, there'd been no indications, but I don't know, 70 would be a long shot. And I said, well, you're turning 65, is there anything you really want? And she said, yeah, I've never left the country and I want to go to Paris and Rome. I said, whoa, you and Dad should do that. She goes, no, your father won't go because he's still really mad about the war. I go, but he wasn't even in a war. She goes, no, it was their behavior. He's never gonna get over it. The Italians went bad and the French wouldn't do their part and he's not gonna go. I said, are you serious? Like he will not? She goes, no, he won't go. I said, all right, well, I'll go. I'll go with you. And I have 6 siblings. I go ask whoever you want. And then let's get 4. That's fine for this trip. So she said, all right. She asked my younger sister, who's 10 years younger than me, and diabolically opposite. Blonde hair, blue-eyed, the happiest human, just a yellow lab running at you. Just as, hi, it's Tuesday. Oh my God, I'm so lucky on Tuesdays. I love Tuesdays. We have nothing in common except we're sisters. And then she invited my sister-in-law, who is a perfect planner. I go, great. So Amy, my sister is named Kate. Yes, we have the same name. That's a different joke I won't go into. But Amy, the sister-in-law, that's the one I'm counting on. Great, because my mom has a bad knee, so she's going to be walking slowly. One of her teeth is kind of falling out. We don't know if it's going to make it. This could be a shit show, but if I have help, it's going to be fine. Well, my mom called before we left, and she said, your sister-in-law canceled, so I invited Daisy. I go, Daisy, your neighbor? She goes, yeah, Daisy. I go, how old is Daisy? She goes, well, she's 79. But she does yoga. And I go, so great. If we need something from the back seat, she can reach it. That'll be fucking great, Mom. Well, Daisy's really excited because she's never left Kansas or Missouri. So this is going to be a really fun thing for Daisy. And I said, all right, it's her birthday, fine. I don't really know Daisy, but she seems lovely. So I have a 79-year-old and a 65-year-old, and I have not my sister-in-law that I wanted. I have my sister, who's not really present a lot. So we go to Paris. Said she wanted to go to Paris and Rome. We get to Paris. We're going to go down the Champs-Élysées, the most big shopping street. Everybody's all gung-ho. I don't really give a shit, but I'll go along with this. My sister says, she walks ahead of us and comes back, and there's 2 giant Asian people. They're huge. They're like 7 feet, 5,000 tall. I've never seen Asian people this tall, and they're beautiful. They look like models. And my sister comes running back. She goes, that man just asked to kiss me. I go, what? She goes, I swear to God, walk by him. He'll go, kiss me. I said, this is fucked. Okay, I just want to see if it will happen. So I walked by him and he said, excuse me. I said, no, Kate. He said, excuse me. And now my mom and the other Daisy have caught up And these two Asian people, my sister goes, I think they're Japanese. I go, well, then they're the tallest Japanese people that have ever walked Earth. And we should get a picture with them and an Instagram video. They're not Japanese, they're Chinese. And they handed us a laminated menu, which like a Fridays menu, except it had purses on it from the Louis Vuitton store. And they were Chinese nationals, because the lady's English was terrible. She goes, oh, we need you to go buy the purses in the Louis Vuitton. We cannot, because we are Asian, we cannot buy the purses. And I go, what? What the fuck? This is bullshit. Like, this is a scam. Like, how dumb are we? My sister and my mom both go, no, Kathleen, she's right. Because at the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri at the outlet mall, the Asians were buying too much stuff in the Ralph Lauren store, so they've banned them. So I go, what? Are you telling me an Asian person can't walk in the well, not just Asians, but they started it, and that's what started it. And I said, I don't think the Lake of the Ozark outlet mall in Missouri rules apply to the Champs-Élysées. We are in Paris. What is the matter with you people? And my sister goes, this is always your problem. You're so cynical and you're mean and you didn't go to Catholic school long enough. You don't have a heart. You're not doing the right thing. These people are being punished because they're Asians. We should do it. I said, how are we going to buy the purses? And the lady goes, oh, I had the money. And she opens a bag, and there's $10,000 in the bag. Cash. I go, okay, guys, this ain't enough to show you that there's something very wrong. I'm just saying. I said, I also don't think, just for the record, that we look like we belong in the Louis Vuitton store. And my sister goes, why? Why don't we look like we belong in the Louis? I go, well, we could start with the fact that Daisy's sweatshirt says, I love dachshunds. I don't think that... I said, have you guys ever been in one? It's going to be a purse museum. There's going to be 5 purses under glass. We don't look appropriate. That's an aside. This is a scam. No, you're an asshole. You're mean. I said, fine. I go, okay, Chinese people, what are we supposed to do? Because clearly I've been outvoted, and we're going to do it. We're going to do whatever the fuck is. And the lady goes, we gonna give you $10,000 you buy. And she points to 4 purses. One, the one that caused the most trouble, was called the Papillon. I wanted to put a picture of it up tonight, but Cheetahs doesn't have good AV equipment. But you can Google it. Just Google Louis Vuitton Papillon purse. It's a cylinder-type little bag. And I said, okay, so we walked in the Louis Vuitton store. Clearly, none of us look like we belong there. There's about 8 purses under glass, like they're museum pieces. And my mom, when she can't speak the language of wherever she is, chooses to speak English with flair of the accent of those people. So she walked up to the counter, because I said, who's gonna commit the crime? I'm just curious. Who's gonna let this go down? Because I'm not touching the money, and I'm not touching this Chinese lady's purse. I'm not doing shit. My mom goes, well, I want to buy the purse. I go, what if the money's counterfeit? Has anybody thought about that? And my sister goes, well, who cares? I just want to go in a Louis Vuitton store and spend $10,000, Kathleen. That's the fun of it. Don't you see the fun of it? And I go, no, I don't. I don't see any fun. This is our afternoon, and we're bargaining with people about purses on a laminated menu. No. But I'm an asshole. I know, that's been established. But asshole, I'm gonna go along with it. So my mom walks up to the counter and points at the first one that the lady told us to buy, because they're all $2,500 according to the lady, so we have $10,000, we can afford 4 purses. My mom points in the glass and looks at this super beautiful French woman. She goes, I would like to buy. I'm like, oh my God. not just say that like that. And she goes, shut up, Kathleen, shut up, you're cynical. I would like to buy one papillon. So the French lady, I couldn't believe, I thought, do we get that one? Or is there more in back? Like, I don't even know how this works. The lady pulls this sacred purse out and puts it on the thing and says, I will need $2,500 from you. My mom whips out the cash, like it's in bunk, just cash, like we're the biggest rednecks on earth. We just walk in with cash in sacks that say, I love Paris, like whatever. She puts it down, I immediately hear, there's 7 security guards in black with machine guns. And I go, what? Well, who's the asshole now? Who's the asshole now? I can't stop laughing. My mom goes, don't you laugh at this. This is serious. I go, oh, I know. I said it was serious 45 minutes ago on the street when I wanted to have a beer at a cafe and we've been looped into this caper of enormous proportions. She goes, this is not my money. You will follow us. And they take us to a room. I go, bullshit. I go, they're not even cops. What the fuck? Wait, what have we done that's illegal? My dad was a lawyer and a judge his whole life. All I heard my whole life was say, are we under arrest? And if you're not, shut up. And then the other thing you say is, I do not recall and I need an attorney. I said, now listen. Mom, Kate, not Daisy, she's from Kansas, she's excused. But you two have lived a lifetime with a lawyer and a judge. We are not under arrest. This is bullshit. You are going to do what they say, Kathleen. We're going to follow these people. We are in a lot of trouble. Okay, great. So we go in the conference room or wherever. We're taken to like a mini jail type thing in the Louis Vuitton store. They have their own jail. And they're rambling on, and my mom said, tell them we're not criminals. You took 7 years of French. Speak to them. I go, I did take 7 years of French, and here's all I can say. Do you have a beer in your library? That's all I can say. And I can only speak in the past tense because I didn't understand the present or the futuristic tense. So whatever I say had to have already happened, or it's not going to make any sense. These fake cops, security people, it's Louis Vuitton security. This is why I'm so offended. Like, what? Why are we getting busted? You clearly know what we did, and you're, pissed off at us. Well, go out on the street and get your Chinese people you're so angry with. They said that's the Chinese mafia, and what they do is they look for idiots, clearly us four, that look semi-nice, so Midwesty, American, dumb, we fit the mold. Then they have the purses that they chose were the spring premiere debut bags. They take them back to China. They mass produce them for the super rich Chinese people, and then they mass produce for everyone else. So Louis Vuitton is very angry about this. And they said, we're going to need you ladies to take that money back to the Chinese people on the street so we can identify them, and then we will follow them and we will arrest them. I go, I bet you do need us to do that, but what do we get? Like a purse or like I don't get. Why am I part of your sting? This is bullshit. I could walk out of here with this money and give it back and have nothing to do with you people. Like, I don't understand why you're gonna have a 79-year-old from Kansas, 65-year-old with no knee, and we're part of your goddamn sting. I said, we're also returning without the purses. So what if the Chinese people get pissed and say you didn't do the agreement that I never agreed to, but these 3 wackadoodles are all in on? And they said, no, you will not be in any danger. I said, well, I don't know that I trust that, but then my mom goes, no, we're gonna do what they say. I'm petrified. We're gonna do what they say. Fine. So we walk back out on the street, and there's our Chinese friends. And we walk down, and we hand them the money. Now, I'm expecting police, or something's going to happen. And my mom decides to lecture him. What you did was wrong. Wrong. And then she throws her Asian accent in, which is appalling. You lied to us. You lied to us. Bad, bad, bad. I said, stop speaking. Stop talking. This has been a horrible enough day. So we walked away, and then my mom goes, they were very angry at what I said, and we didn't get their purses, and now I'm afraid the whole mafia knows about us. But I could tell she can get really weirdly upset, and she said, I don't feel safe here anymore. I said, safe meaning like the Champs-Élysées or Paris, France. I don't feel safe here anymore, Kathleen. I'm not leaving the hotel room unless your father comes over here, which we know he won't, or we need to leave. And I go, you're serious? Like, let's go to Italy right now. Change the plans. I said, fine, because I'm not going to put up with this. It's too much. It's crazy. So we go to Rome. She wants to go to the Vatican. There's a big square somewhere in Rome. It's getting dark, and there's a man selling all the knockoff purses of the Louis Vuitton bags. And she goes, after everything we've been through, I think for my birthday I want that bag. I said, then you go get it. You go ask him how much. She walks over, she walks back, she goes, no. He wanted $60. I'm not paying $60. I'm not paying $60. I'll pay $25. I said, well, you should have said that. She goes, I don't like to negotiate. So I said, I'll do it. And then I realized I was running. I couldn't find him. He had gone away. And I'm looking for this man, and I'm like waving money, running down an alley, thinking at the moment, how dumb am I? I'm literally screaming, I have money, and I'm alone in an alley in Italy. But I found him. And I said, look, I will only give you $25. He goes, $40. I said, fine, sold. She'll never know. And I took it back, and I go, happy fucking birthday, Mom. This is the hardest I've worked for any present ever. And for the record, it's not even real. So that's the story. Thank you, guys.